Bet you didn't know that natural birth control was actually an option, because I didn't. We weren't taught this growing up. I think some schools might touch on it, or like community programs, but most of the time you're left to figure it out on your own. So natural birth control is a fertility awareness method that I use. And fertility awareness methods, it's not like a particular method. There's various methods within that title. So I use the symptothermal method, which is a fertility awareness method. And you can learn these from educators like myself, different instructors that can help properly teach you the rules of your chosen method. And the one that I use, basically, I'm tracking my cervical mucus and my temperature throughout my cycle, and then you can use cervical position as well, but I don't really use this one too often. The reason why these biomarkers actually exist has to do with your hormones. So in that first phase of your cycle, the follicular phase, your estrogen starts to rise, and this can cause that cervical mucus that you are seeing. So this can help to open your fertile window and also help to close your fertile window when you shift back to dry. And then by tracking your temperature, once you notice that temperature increase, this has to do with progesterone. So once we compare those increases to the previous temperatures, then we can confirm that our fertile window is closed. And this tells you a lot about your health, tracking your cycle, and it can tell you which phase you're in. And even if you don't want to rely on it for birth control, I think it's just really cool to just understand your body in that way. And it can help you get pregnant easier in the future. So basically, by determining our daily fertility, we can either take those precautions or not take those precautions, depending on like your goals. Now, this has to do with like a risk ratio as well. So like if you really don't want to get pregnant, that's like the worst possible thing for you, then maybe abstain from having intercourse at that time, or use a condom and another means during your fertile window. If you're kind of like, like it wouldn't be the worst thing, then like maybe you could just use the pull-out method during that time. So it really differs and really depends on how you want to use the method. It is a user-dependent method, and this is part of the reason why a lot of doctors and stuff won't recommend it. One, because they might have a lack of awareness of what it actually is, thinking that it's the rhythm method. And two, in medical school, they are taught to give the treatment that will provide the best results, so like the most efficacy, and that is like birth control options like the IUD, for example. You just insert it and you don't really have to do anything. It doesn't rely on the user to work effectively, but many of us don't want to rely on those types of birth controls. We don't want hormones, and that brings us to the fertility awareness method, which also has a really high efficacy as well. It's 99.6% effective with perfect use. So again, that will rely on how you choose to use it. I am making a course to teach you the exact method that I use. It won't be ready till about summer, but you can either save this for later, or you can join the new community that I have, and then I'll give updates through there, and that's also where the course will be hosted.